Hey everyone, welcome to GardenFork. Today, viewer mail. I don't really know what to call this, so I'm just going to call it the mailbox or viewer mail or something like that. But every week or so, I want to kind of talk back to people or converse with people about recent comments, viewer mail, email, cool stuff like that, right? So, we're in the kitchen, and I thought we'd start. Here we go. The first viewer mail I wanted to talk about was a comment from our deep fried Twinkies episode, which is, if you haven't seen it, you just have to make them. Deep fried Twinkies are amazing. You don't eat them every day, but if you have a Dutch oven or a deep pot, okay, just go do it, all right? The link for that video is below in the show notes here. But the Queens New Yorker says, I think it's the same for deep fried Oreos. And yes, we need to do a deep fried Oreos video as well. I mean, once you're kind of going to be bad, you got to be really bad and go for deep fried Twinkies and deep fried Oreos. The Twinkies are, I would just call them unctuous, all right? But check it out, links in the show notes below here. By the way, for those of you watching on YouTube, you can click on the video screen here, and whenever we put up a link, it'll have a little border around it, and I'll probably say something like, click here, and if you click there, it'll take you either to our website or another video that we're talking about or something like that. So we're gonna build some boxes here, and when we reference something, and I say, oh, you can click at the end of the show, you can click on these different little thumbnail pictures of the video, and it'll take you to that video, okay? I don't know if everyone knew that. I didn't know that until recently. And so we're learning about what's called annotations in YouTube. So you can click on stuff, it'll take you to the video, all right? I started a new YouTube channel for the Labradors. It's called the GardenFork Labs or GardenFork Labradors. YouTube.com/GardenForkLabs is the link. And I have so much extra footage of just the Labradors being the goofs they are that I just started editing videos and then putting them up. There's about 20 of them up there right now. The most recent one is Charlie Pup when she was a puppy. I have a bunch of footage of her. And it's kind of funny to see her mannerisms now are very similar to when she was a puppy as well. So it's kind of funny to meet that. Another one we have is Charlie Pup digging in the dirt. It's called Dogs Digging in the Dirt, really appropriate. And Dan wrote and said, good therapy watching pure-hearted labs enjoying their life. And they really are. And I just think that having animals in your life really makes your life that much fuller and better. Therapy is good. I've actually been to therapy. I think it's good. But I think dogs and that are also kind of a therapy as well, you know? Also, exercise is very important for well-being, mental health well-being, I believe. Our latest GardenFork.tv video is about the dogs, actually. It's sweet potato dog treats. We buy these in the store, and boy, are they expensive. And a viewer from YouTube sent us some in the mail. She said, what's your address? I want to send you some of these dog treats I make. And she got me thinking about how to make our own sweet potato dog treats, and so we made a video about it. It's been super successful. A lot of people have commented on it. Michael said, well, I now know what I'm going to be making for my dogs. I don't have a dehydrator, but I'm going to try a super low oven or the Alton Brown way of dehydrating food. And I didn't know about this Alton Brown way, but Alton is, I really admire him and what he does. He just kind of thinks out of the box, and he has a really great energy about him, just wanting to share stuff. So I looked up and actually found on Instructables.com a couple of variations of his method, and he uses a box fan with some cotton furnace filters, the air filters from a forced air furnace. And so we're going to work on that. We have a dehydrator we bought for like $5 at a yard sale. It works pretty good, but for those of you who don't have a dehydrator, I think this box fan method looks very interesting for making sweet potato dog treats, and also drying things like apples and fruits and stuff like that, right? So stay tuned for that. Tracy had a great tip for how to cut the sweet potatoes. I was cutting them just in their round state, and it's kind of difficult to hold it and cut it. Made the camera operator a little bit nervous. And Tracy suggested, I have a tip for cutting the sweet potatoes, or any large vegetable. After you're making the first slice, turn the potato with the cut side down. This way, it's a lot more stable when you cut the rest. You won't have perfectly shaped slices, but you will have your flesh intact. I agree. So what I did here is another example is you can cut a flat side of your potato and then cut the potato this way. So in other words, you have a potato that's round, slice it. You could either slice it in half or slice off an edge of it and then cut like this. Much better than me with this kind of wobbly potato thing that doesn't work. Or it did, but you know, you could lose a finger. It'd be a bad thing. Janice also talks about our sweet potato dog treats. I need to make these treats for my dog. Love all your videos. Thanks for sharing. You and the dogs always make me smile. And that makes me smile. It's just kind of cool to hear from people. So again, if you ever want to like send me an email, you can send it right here. Even better, leave comments below here. I read all the comments and try and respond to a lot of it as well. All right, so thanks, Janice. Go out and make the treats and send me pictures. It would be great to have little video clips of your pups eating them, or if you have some pictures of your pups eating some sweet potato dog treats, or any variations that you've invented or discovered. On one of our artisan bread videos, Louise commented, "Gotta love this guy baking bread in a primitive stove. I almost fell over by the size and the self-starter ignition, but I was curious enough to want to taste that bread." The stove we have up at the house is a propane stove from a vagabond camper trailer. Literally, the trailer is in our neighbor's field. It's a beautiful old 50s trailer. Unfortunately, a large white pine crushed it a while back, but we did get a propane stove out of it. I took the stove apart, I took it down to the car wash and power washed it, and it works great. And we needed a propane stove, and propane stoves can be a little expensive. And the use what you got, GardenFork way, someone gave us a stove, so we used it. It works great. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. So thanks. We have a bunch of no-knead bread and artisan bread in 5 minutes a day videos. Again, the links will be down here. Alright, so that is viewer mail for this week. Tell me what you think. What else would you guys like to hear about? By the way, Spencer's Grill, Kirkwood, Missouri. I will be in St. Louis soon. If you guys want to get together, if someone lives in St. Louis wants to meet at Spencer's or somewhere else, it's a pretty tiny diner, but there are some other places we can meet as well. Let me know. Alright? As always, please share GardenFork with your friends. There are some share buttons down here below as well. Or the share buttons are over here. I'm never quite sure which browser you're looking at there. By the way, if you're watching on iTunes or Roku, there are going to be some changes coming up. You might have to resubscribe to the show. Just want to give you a heads up. It's kind of a techie long story, but if you want to hear about it, we talk about that on GardenFork Radio, which is our audio podcast. It's me and a couple friends, mainly my good friend Rick, talking about just cool, interesting stuff. So you can subscribe to that on iTunes. And again, the link for GardenFork Radio is below in the show notes here. So go out and do cool stuff, come back and tell me about it, and make it a great day. See ya.